Today, the 14th of May 2026, we mark exactly 14 years of our inception. And our theme, like this essay has just said, is 14 and thriving. And we have a sub-theme, which is also then and now. 14 years, that's a teenager already. And this theme is more than a title, just any title. It is our testimony. Because when I stand here, when I'm sitting here on this virtual lectern, I am aware that I am not standing alone. I am standing on the ground that has been broken by other giants before me, who gave this club the structure, the bones, the heartbeat that we can feel here today. And I want to speak profoundly of our charter president, who is here on the call, distinguished Toastmaster Abayomi Ayeshimoju, whose vision 14 years ago on the 14th of May 2012, who dared to believe that ordinary people can truly become extraordinary leaders if given the right framework or the right opportunities. And I want to also speak of every other leader, club officer, who, in spite of all the challenges, I know we all know those challenges, who kept the lights on, even when sometimes people won't show up, they still kept going. And with that, we are still thriving even after 14 years. Now, the skills we learn here, I know there are a lot of Toastmasters Club, but there's some specific skills we learn here at Merit. And these skills can transform from the boardroom to the bedroom. I know some people know me as Dr. Love. And these skills that we learn here, we learn empathy. We learn the ability to communicate, because communication is a big problem, whether you're in the office space or in the marital space. Learning to communicate effectively, learning to give feedback in a constructive way. These skills, selflessness, leadership, diligence, are some of the things we learn here at Merit Toastmasters, which we've learned from our past leaders. And so these skills help us to become not just better leaders, they help us become better parents. They help us to become even better lovers. Yes, I have to add that. And this club has been teaching that for the last 14 years. Now, for anybody who is sitting on the fence, we've talked about Toastmasters, maybe your first time joining this club, or maybe your 10th time, or maybe you've been a Toastmaster before and you just, took a sabbatical leave. I want to encourage you to know that we learn by doing. And just as you know, when you go to the gym and you stop exercising, after a while, your muscles become flabby. And Merit Toastmasters is that safe space that you can feel, so that when you are ready, you can go out into the world and fly and shine. So, in closing, I would like to say that at Merit, we have this mantra. And we say, one for all for one. And I would like all of us to say that together.
One for all.
Okay, sorry, I thought I had dropped off the call. So can we say that together, please? One for all.
One for all.
All for one.
All for one.
And that's for me to say happy birthday. Let's say together, Merit
Toastmasters Club.
So can we say that together once again?
Merit Toastmasters.
Should we sing a happy birthday song? Very short.
Interesting.
So happy birthday to all of us here at Merit. We are still going to have the light, camera, action, the dance, a physical event. So this is just the icing on the cake, so that we get to really felicitate and celebrate properly. Now, to master or to chair the affairs of today's meeting, we have this debonair gentleman. This is the 8th president of Merit Toastmasters Club. This man is an author, a public speaker extraordinaire. He loves to run. So maybe that can attribute to his athletic build. So ladies in the house, you can see how he's smiling already, he's blushing. I don't know whether it's pink or purple. And he has this quote, a favorite quote of his, which says that risks are a prerequisite to growth. So if you're not ready to grow, if you're not ready to take risk, you're not ready to grow. Ladies and gentlemen, our Toastmasters in the house, please, let's give a rousing welcome, a round of applause to our Toastmaster of the day, or in some quarters, the Master of Ceremony, distinguished Toastmaster Kubi Uyanga. Please, let's use the emojis to welcome him to the virtual lectern. Distinguished Toastmaster Kubi Uyanga, the virtual lectern is yours. Okay. I think DTM Kubi, are you having challenges with your unmuting your mic?
I don't know whether it's network. It's
Okay.
going and coming.
I can hear you now, sir.
Okay.
Oh, is that the baritone voice I hear? Distinguished Toastmaster Kubi? Am I?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yes, we can
Oh,
hear
I
you.
am
was it Daddy's
here,
voice?
and I think my microphone has finally been unmuted. And that gives me the opportunity to thank our delectable president for that warm introduction. Thank you very much, Madam President. I'd like to recognize the leaders on the call. Our charter president. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Our past presidents on the call. I could see distinguished Toastmaster Philip Obi. Could see distinguished Toastmaster Rashidat Saliu Bello. And to everyone else, Toastmasters and guests, welcome to the 14th anniversary meeting of Merit Toastmasters Club. For anyone who is new to the Toastmasters experience and may have just wandered into this meeting, and you may be wondering what exactly happens in a Toastmasters meeting. So, Merit Toastmasters Club is one of several hundred thousands of such clubs across the world. And Toastmasters clubs do a simple thing of providing a supportive and positive learning experience where members are empowered to learn leadership and communication skills, which results in greater self-confidence and, of course, personal growth. And these clubs are organized under the umbrella organization called Toastmasters International. Toastmasters International has one mission, and that mission is to empower individuals to become better communicators and leaders. In Toastmasters meetings, we have usually 3 segments. One for extemporaneous speaking, where we learn how to organize our thoughts and articulate our responses and speeches in the heat of the moment. This helps us to develop skills that are very helpful in different instances in our civic and professional lives. The second part is devoted to prepared speeches, where speakers who have prepared speeches based on certain projects in the educational program will come out, give those speeches, and then this leads us into the third and most important segment of the meeting, which is the evaluations segment. This is called by many the segments that we have the breakfast or the meal for champions, because in the evaluation segment, we are able to get feedback on every part of the meeting, from the extemporaneous speeches, the prepared speeches, and all other aspects of the meeting, which helps us to know the things that we did well and can repeat those things, and the things that we could perhaps do better, and suggestions on how we can do better. So my role today as Toastmaster of the Day is to help us to move from one item on the agenda to the other item on the agenda and keep the energy high while doing this. I will not be the only one leading this meeting. There will be other people that will assist in the progress of the meeting. But before we move ahead, I'd like to share a few dates with us to keep us on track and show us the path that led us from where things started to this moment that we are celebrating the 14th anniversary of Merit Toastmasters Club Ikeja. The very first date I would like to bring to focus is the 24th of May, 1905. That date, the 24th of May, 1905, is the day that the very first unofficial meeting of Toastmasters International was attempted in a basement at a YMCA facility in Bloomington, Indiana. Unfortunately, that first attempt did not hold. So the club eventually stopped meeting. But 19 years later, on the 22nd of October, 1924, Toastmasters International became an official entity in another YMCA facility in Santa Ana, California. Then, many years hence, on the 1st of May, 1950, the very first Toastmasters club in Africa came into being in South Africa. That club is the Johannesburg Toastmasters Club. And then, many years hence, on the 9th of December, 2005, the first Toastmasters club in West Africa, and also the very first Toastmasters club in Nigeria, Eagle Toastmasters Club, was founded. Then on the 14th of May, 2012, our club, Merit Toastmasters Club, was founded. And today, on the 14th of May, 2026, 14 years later, we are here to celebrate our anniversary with the theme, 14 and Thriving, celebrating a celebration of resilience and continuous growth. Who else to set the tone and give us a few words before we launch into the meeting proper? But the very man who took the dream and decided that the club called Merit Toastmasters is supposed to exist, our charter president. And I'll invite him to share a few words. But before then, I'd like to let you know that he is a consultant, physician, neurologist, homeopath, trainer, and consultant in personal and corporate leveraging of brain capital for productivity. He has served, aside from being the charter president of Merit Toastmasters Club, he has served as the past director of District 94 of Toastmasters International. This perfect gentleman enjoys reading and thinking, and his favorite quotes, which is one that I subscribe to and love a lot, is that we should always keep the main thing the main thing. Ladies and gentlemen, to grace our screens for a few words in introduction of this meeting, please make very welcome our charter president, Toastmaster Dr. Abayomi Ayeshimoju, DTM.
Thank you very much, our Toastmaster of the day, for that very warm introduction. I want to say, hooray. Merit Toastmasters Club, born in May 2012, is now well into its teenage years. Hearty, thankful congratulations to our sponsors, our mentors, our founding members, and every leader and member who has passed through this club, a club which many have on their own rightly described as legendary. How time flies. It feels just like yesterday when in 2010, Duni Olasehan, DTM, the first distinguished Toastmaster lady in Nigeria, invited Mrs. Ayeshimoju and me to the charter ceremony of Surulere Toastmasters Club. We were so mesmerized by the speeches given on that occasion that we both wondered if we would ever be able to speak like that. And mark you, that was me coming from a background of having been doing public speaking for decades and addressing audiences numbering thousands. And yet, so mesmerized was I. And that is the difference that Toastmasters makes. And so with the encouragement and tutelage of Duni Olashehan DTM, devotedly joined by Toastmaster Rashida Saliu Bello and Toastmaster Stella Odunwa, now both DTMs, in addition to a number of other experienced Toastmasters, we gathered like-minded people and began meetings at the Great School Ikeja, a venue kindly facilitated by Mrs. Susan Oyemade, Toastmaster. Mary Toastmasters Club received its charter in May 2012, with me as charter president. In a memorable joint celebration with Royalty Toastmasters Club, we celebrated under a majestic maquet on the grounds of the Federal Palace Hotels and Casinos. A truly unforgettable occasion. And the name Merit, which was the one we chose, among other suggestions, has proven providential. In 2019, when we needed a new meeting place, the Nagbikus graciously offered their training center at, of all places, Merit Residences, our official meeting center to date. Right from the outset, Merit Toastmasters Club has lived up to its name, consistently winning the Beat the Clock, Talk Up, and Smedley Awards. We have been a President's Distinguished Club every year since our first year. And indeed, from the second year onward, we have made it our policy to score the maximum 10 points in the DPC. Merit Toastmasters Club has produced a prodigious number of 8 distinguished Toastmasters. And as you would have seen on the agenda, on this very day, 2 more members of this our club present their DTM speeches, thereby making them low-hanging fruits, soon to fall into the Merit Distinguished Toastmasters basket. Our driving motto, as you have been told, has been one for all for one. And as we enter these teenage years, Let us indeed, like teenagers do, dream boldly, stay united as family, and draw more like-minded brothers and sisters into our ranks for a meritorious future together. And with that, I say, long live merit. Over to you, our Toastmaster of the day.
Sorry, you have to unmute your mic. Sorry.
Please, another round of applause for the Charter President of Merit Toastmasters, Dr. Abayomi Ayeshimoju, DTM. To take some counsel from his words in closing, I'll repeat, as he has exhorted us, that we should continue to dream boldly, to draw like-minded individuals into our ranks, to continue to uphold that tradition of all for one and one for all. And as long as we continue doing this, we shall continue thriving, we shall continue celebrating resilience and continuous growth. Thank you very much, Charter President. Ladies and gentlemen, the meeting is about to get into gear. But before we move into the next segment of the meeting, the first segment of the meeting, I must introduce someone who is very important, a very big lady in the room today. This lady serves as a senior executive in the energy industry. She is currently the Assistant Director of Division D on Program Quality. She is working on the persuasive influence pathway. And for those who may not know so much about her, she is one of the most adventurous people I have ever heard about. She enjoys a lot of things, including long distance power biking. And she has these quotes that she holds very dearly. It is that he who would learn to fly one day must first learn to stand and walk and run and climb and dance, because one cannot fly into flying. This quote was by Friedrich Nietzsche. Please make very welcome the lady, the one lady who would have flown into flying if that was possible, Toastmaster Ibinabo Oyibo.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me now?
Good afternoon.
Loud and clear.
Wow, I am so honored to be here today. I have to say that it's my first time attending a Emeritus Masters meeting. And what better time to attend a meeting than on your anniversary? 14 years is a big milestone. Congratulations, Merit. I am so honored being among so many DTMs here, and my former boss, DTM Kumbi Yanga. Thank you very much. So the meeting has started, and my role today is as the general evaluator. The general evaluator, for those who are new to Toastmasters, the general evaluator's role is simply to evaluate every session of this meeting. There's a popular saying in Toastmasters where we say feedback is the breakfast of champions, and these are the words of Ken Blanchard. Ken Blanchard is a well-known American writer and a motivational speaker. For those who don't know much about Toastmasters, evaluation is really where most of the growing happens. So we just simply do not just show up to speak, or just don't show up to because we like the sound of our voices. We come here, speak, present our projects, and get back with feedback. I will not be doing this role alone, thankfully. I have a fantastic team of individuals, and I refer to them as my tag team. The first is a very important role player, and this is the timer. Our timer today is Toastmaster Ayobami Atolagbe. He's the one I call the Bitcoin King because I'm always seeing different adverts marketing about Bitcoin. Toastmaster Ayobami is a certified life coach and a global Bitcoin advocate, like I had said earlier. He's the vice president education of Mary Toastmasters Club, so he's someone who's familiar with the members here. He's also the logistics manager of Division D. And Toastmaster Ayobami has saved my life a lot of times this last year alone. He's a founder and executive director of Bitqua and country lead Fedi. He loves to travel, dance, and listen to good music. His favorite quote is always strive towards greatness. I will now invite Toastmaster Ayobami Atolagbe to explain his role. Over to you, Toastmaster Ayobami.
Thank you very much, Madam President, for that succinct introduction. If only you could check my cap right now. It seems as if it's already expanding and the back is already tighter than it should. I'm going to say good afternoon, distinguished Toastmasters, and our esteemed guests. Today, I would love to start from the concept which Daddy has dropped on us and is weighing beautiful well on my shoulder. And that is the idea of the growth merit has grown to become. This is 14 years celebration. I would say the first 7 years is establishment and stability, while the second half is growth and influence, which we can sum it up that right now we're in the part of mastery and multiplication. And thanks to the charter president for making that happen. Today, we're going to look deep into 3 segments, which has been explained earlier, but permit me to show it better with my time card virtually. For the table topics, I will be showing the cards that explains it better. The table topic runs between 1 to 2 minutes, meaning once you've spoken for 1 minute, you will see the green card. 1 minute, 30 seconds, you will see the yellow card. 2 minutes, you will see the red card, signaling that you have just 30 more seconds to finish your speech. Table topics, not prepared for, so get ready for it. The next segment, which was explained earlier, is the prepared speech, which will go between 5 to 7 minutes. And permit me, yes, correct. Meaning once the speaker has spoken and they have an allotted time of 4 minutes, 30 seconds and 7 minutes, 30 seconds, once they've spoken for 5 minutes, they will sing the green card. 6 minutes, they will see the yellow card. 7 minutes, they will see the red card, telling them they have 30 more seconds to wrap up their speech. And as we know, I love to call it the buffet of speeches or Toastmaster generally. That is the evaluation segment. And for the evaluation segment, it's between 2 to 3 minutes. And once the evaluator or evaluators have spoken for 2 minutes, they will see the green card. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, the yellow card, and 3 minutes, the red card, with 30 more seconds as a grace period. And to all of our role players today, I indulge you to kindly stick to the time allotted to you to enable us have the right landing of this flight. And I'll say back to you, my amiable general evaluator, Toastmaster Ibinabo.
Thank you. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you, Toastmaster Ayobami, for that good explanation. I would also recommend that if you're playing a role today to pin the timer so that you can always have him in sight on your screen. I will now invite the second role player. We have another important role player, and this is someone we call the grammarian. In your meeting, the person is known as a language evaluator. Our language evaluator or grammarian is Toastmaster Adenike Kolawole. She's a linguist and business entrepreneur. She's also the past president of Delta Afrique Toastmasters Club. I have a good relationship with Delta Afrique because I remember most of our mentors, when my club was being chartered, most of the mentors came from Delta Afrique. So I have a strong relationship with Delta Afrique Toastmasters Club. She loves learning new things and interacting with people. And her favorite quote is, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage that counts." And those were the words of Winston Churchill. Please join me, everyone, in welcoming our grammarian or language evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Adenike Kolawole. Please give her a round of applause.
Thank you. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests in the house. Am I audible? I'd like a confirmation, please.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. As today's grammarian, I'm guided by the words of Richard Trench, who said, "Grammar is the logic of speech." So today I will be listening carefully for effective language use, meaningful expressions with grammatical as we communicate and learn together. I will also be bringing you the word of the day. And the word of the day is effulgent. Effulgent. It is an adjective meaning shining forth brilliantly, radiantly, excessively bright. It is a literal term often used to describe dazzling light or happy expression or immense beauty. It is derived from the Latin word effulgere, meaning to shine. And that is what our club is doing right now, 14 years of shining. Now let's look at the synonyms of this word, effulgent. Radiant, brilliant, beaming, shining, dazzling, glorious, illuminous. I expect us to use this word robustly today. I'll give you two examples. The sun was absolutely effulgent on the clear summer morning. The second one, she was beaming with an effulgent smile after winning the award. I'm looking forward to very good articulation of grammar and robust use of the word of the day. I will be back to give my reports during the evaluation segment. Over to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you, our lovely grammarian. And you look quite effulgent while you were presenting that word of the day. I hope we're able to use the word. So I noticed the spelling was effulgent. Is the L before the U or the it's after the U? Because I noticed two different spellings of the word on the slide.
Sorry, I was struggling to unmute myself. I couldn't unmute myself. Well, it's a double F, I think.
I noticed the
Effulgent.
L was after the U, and then on one of the words, it was the U was after the L.
No,
So
no. The U is before the L. Effulgent.
Okay, all right. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for that correction. Okay, and the third member of my fantastic effulgent team is the R counter. I believe the R counter is a very important role player as well. Our R counter today is Toastmaster Abiola Akinyemi. Toastmaster Abiola is a food systems entrepreneur, and she's the founder of Whole Body, a food process platform. She's on the presentation mastery pathway, and she's on level 1, project 1. Oh, nice. A brand new Toastmaster. This is so good to see. Congratulations, Toastmaster Abiola Akinyemi. She loves fitness, listening to music, and watching movies. Her favorite quote is, "He who jumps into the void owes no explanation to those who stand and watch." I love those words. I will invite now to the lectern Toastmaster Abiola Akinyemi to explain her role to us. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Abiola.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Jolly good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. My role today as the R counter is to take note of words and sounds that are used as crutches or pause fillers when anyone speaks. During this meeting, I will listen carefully for words that are overused. Words including and, well, but, so, and you know. I'll also listen for sound fillers, including ha, ham. Finally, I'll take note of speakers who repeat a word or a phrase. Words like I, or phrases such as, you know, this means, and then at the end of the meeting, I'm going to come up here with a report on how we have all fared and how we have used these expressions. If you do not want to be a part of my report, or you do not want to be in my list, I implore you to take it slow, apply pauses, and all the best to you. And it's back to you, the General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abiola. I'm always excited to meet a new Toastmaster and one who is taking up roles already. This is really exciting. And I love that you were able to present your role in, I was going to use effulgent, but I don't know if it matches in in this case, but that's fine. Thank you very much. My final role player is one that is not normally used in every club, but I love that we have one today, and this is the quiz master. The quiz master's role is, as it says, is a quiz master. So it's going to be taken up by Toastmaster Razak Odejayi. Toastmaster Razak is a graphics designer and brand strategist. Is a member of Merit Toastmasters Club and has been since 2019. He's also the former Secretary and Vice President Education of Merit. He won the 2023 Humorous Speech Contest for Division F. And he's also the former Public Relations Officer 2 of Division F and the former President of Merit Toastmasters Club. I am so excited to have Toastmaster Razak with us today, and I will invite him to the virtual lectern to introduce his role to us. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Razak.
Thank you. Many thanks, General Evaluator. Good afternoon for the Toastmasters, friends and guests. a great opportunity to be here this afternoon when our club is clocking 14. My role is very simple. As the general evaluator has explained, I'll be testing our speaking, our listening ability. Because if you speak only what you know. But if you listen, you learn new things. My role is to test how closely we are able to listen to the proceedings, speeches in today's meeting. I'll be taking notes on the speeches, table topics, and general reports. Towards the end of the meeting, I'll come back and ask questions to see who has been paying close attention. Guess what? There may even be some small gifts for the best listener. So you want to make sure you open your ears and pay close attention. I'll be back when the general evaluator will call upon me. Until then, have yourself a very effulgent time. And it's back to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Razak, for the explanation. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have met my team with their effulgent smiles. We will be back at the end of this meeting with a report on our evaluation and our feedback. I will now hand back over to the Toastmaster of the day. Please join me, everyone, in welcoming back to our virtual lectern, our Toastmaster of the day, DTM Kubi Uyanga. Thank you, everyone. See you at the end of the meeting.
Thank you very much, our general evaluator, with the effulgent smile and the detailed explanations of your role and that of your team members. It is American management consultant Peter Drucker that said that what is not measured cannot be improved. So you can know that the meeting, every aspect of it will be measured, not just measured, but measured by a competent team that is led by a competent and effulgent general evaluator. So definitely we are going to improve in the meeting today. Right now, we will segue into the first aspect of the meeting, the extemporaneous segment of the meeting, otherwise known as the table topics segment. This segment will have a master called the Table Topics Master. And right away, I'm going to introduce her. She will come, explain what the Table Topics segment is about, and she will chair that segment. Who is our Table Topics Master today? She is a lady that you will find with an effulgent smile whatever time of day that you meet her. She is an astute professional human resource expert and a graduate of business administration, who is also a chartered member of ICSAN and personnel management. This lady loves philanthropy, and she will serve as our Table Topics Master today. So please make very welcome the Table Topics Master for the 14th anniversary meeting of Mary Toastmasters Club today, Toastmaster Bumi Adefolu.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Am I being heard? Okay, can you hear me, please? Okay,
Loud and clear.
fantastic. Thank you
Yes, we
very
can hear you.
much. Yes, thank you very much. It's such a privilege to be here this afternoon and to be the table topic master. Now, table topic segment that we call entrepreneurial segment is a time where we have people come to speak to us unplanned. That means people will talk off cuff. They will be giving questions or a statement to say something about, and they will be able to speak between 1 to 2 minutes. And this section is always good because I believe it also tests us to knowledge of how we can speak to any topic when we find ourselves to do so. Today, I would love to have, I have 5 questions before me, and I would love to have volunteers, especially for the first question to be taken by a Toastmaster who will be able to demonstrate how it is to our invited guests. Before other questions, I would love our invited guests to be able to take them and to speak on their foot without any other notice. So who will be generous to me this afternoon with an effulgent smile to take the first question? Or pick from my questions. I have 5 questions laid out. Okay, do I have a volunteer, please? If I don't, then I'll call someone to take the session. I have Can we have Abubakar Chimba? Can you please unmute yourself as you speak to one of the 5 questions?
Yes, please. Am I audible?
Okay, thank you.
I believe you're muted.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much.
So what are the questions, please?
Okay.
Should I choose a number? Or...
Anyone that you feel like.
I want to go for the last question. I think it should be the exhausted.
Do you say the last question?
Yes, please.
Okay, so all my questions have there is a say. So one of the says in Toastmasters, it says feedback, and I call it accountability, is the breakfast of the champions and for the champions. How has feedback shaped you today? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy I chose a very easy question. Now, the first thing is when I joined Toastmasters roughly about 10 years ago, I delivered my icebreaker. And when I delivered my icebreaker, I got feedback from my evaluator. People were applauding me. I even got a standing ovation, I think, but I know that I could do better. So my speech evaluator mentioned to me about the things that I did well and things I could improve upon. But the real feedback that day was after the meeting, someone in the audience came to me and said, you have potential, but your voice, there's something wrong. You need to be more audible when you speak because people were not hearing you. I could tell that you have a bad habit of, suppressing your voice when you speak. So I want us to do an exercise together. So for the next 6 months, this is Toastmaster Salome John, by the way. And so me and her, every week I record a speech and I send to her. And that was how I was able to improve my vocal quality and ability. So for the next 6 months after my icebreaker, I was working with her to work on my vocal. And so that has shaped my experience and in life generally. All right, so that is how without feedback, there really might not be a measure of growth for you as a human being, not just in Toastmasters. So I wouldn't say feedback is the breakfast of champions. I would say feedback is the breakfast, lunch, dinner, nightcap, supper, and everything. for joining us. Thank you very much. And just table topics.
Thank you. Thank you very much, T.M. Abubakar. Thank you. So now I'm going to take the next question. Who is available? Are you a guest? Please volunteer or I call your name. I'm in charge. Is Kelvin Uveki? Are you a guest?
No, I'm not. I'm not a guest.
Okay, I need a guest in our midst too. Iyebiye Falaye, are you a guest?
Bumi, let me help you so that we manage our time. I see Sandra Adepoju on the call. Sandra Adepoju, are you a guest or a Toastmaster? Would you like to try your hand at table topics? Paul Alfred, I see Paul Alfred too.
I'm a guest.
Okay.
Sandra Adepoju, a guest.
Can I have Sandra? Okay, Sandra has unmuted herself. Thank you very much, Sandra, for obliging. Now, my first question goes to you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I don't really I'm a guest.
Yes,
and I even joined
just speak
today.
what the question I'm going to put before you is a very simple question. Just say anything you know about it or what you can say, how it has affected you. Now, my question, there is a say that say anyone who stops learning starts dying. Hence, the continuous learning for relevance. How are you fueling learning? How are you fueling learning?
Okay. Good. I put my video on.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, you can see me now.
Yes, please.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, I just joined today. And
I'm sorry, your network is not so good. We can barely hear you.
I think maybe we can try some other person.
Okay, can we have Paul? Paul in our midst.
I think Paul Alfred.
Okay,
Yeah.
EABA, are you available now?
Stops learning starts dying. The truth is, life is a...
Okay. Unfortunately, we can't hear you very well. Can we have Paul? Well, that's a good attempt. I commend you for that. It's a good attempt. Can we have Paul Alfred? Or who is on the call? EABA, would you want to take another one of the questions? Okay, do I have anyone who wants to volunteer for this? EABA Falaye, would you want to take one of the topics? Okay, can we have Mimi? Okay, please, can you unmute Paul? Paul is ready for us.
Okay.
Have you unmuted him?
Just a second. That will be our last speaker for this segment.
Okay. Paul, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, Paul,
okay, thank you very much.
Speak.
Okay. Now, pick one of the questions. I have 2, 3, 4.
2.
Okay, number 2 says,
Yeah.
we all know opportunity comes in one's life. Then preparation for this is without efforts. What effort are you keeping up for opportunities on your way? What efforts are you putting on, keeping up for opportunity to come your way?
I think it's just putting the first foot forward. I think I see it's about learning continuously, waking up every day and deciding to feed the 3 things that make up a man: your body, your soul, and your spirit. For body, obviously to eat good food, so kind of preparation, so that I can live long. Your spirit, your spirituality, being closer to your maker, and your soul to read books that would enhance your mental ability and just make you grow, And I think doing this thing religiously every day kind of builds up the man or the woman you eventually become and actually prepares you for the opportunity. And depending on what opportunity you're looking for, but it just really prepares you. And so whenever you are on that, once you're on that trajectory, when you get to when you are faced with each opportunity, you can actually thrive in it, you can flourish in it, and it wouldn't take you by surprise because you had a lifetime to prepare for it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paula Fred. That was a good feedback. I don't know whether I can take one more question or that's it.
That's it, please.
Do I have Mimi?
That will be all for now, Mom.
Okay,
Based on the
thank you
time, I
very
don't know.
much. Yeah, back to general evaluator. No,
It's
sorry,
back
back to the
to the
Toastmaster of the
Toastmaster
day.
of the day.
Sorry, back to the Toastmasters of the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our table topics master, Toastmaster Bumi Adefolu, and to all our table topics respondents. Well done on a good showing. I would like, before we proceed with the proceedings of today, to acknowledge the presence of the Director of Division D on the call today, Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba, DTM. Well done, sir. Thank you for gracing our anniversary meeting. Now, before we go into the evaluations of those table topics responses, we'd like to know how the speakers fared with their use of time. So please, our timer, could you give us in an elastic 30 seconds the timer's reports on the table topics speeches? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, DTM Kubinyanga. Following the swift ride of the table topic session by Toastmaster Bumi, the first speaker in the person of Division Director, DTM Abubakar Gimba, spoke for 1 minute and 5 seconds. And the second speaker in the spirit of the 14th celebration, in the person of Paul Alfred, spoke for 1 minute, 9 seconds. And I would say both of them are qualified, which I don't think we are taking a vote, but they spoke within the allotted time. Back to you, the Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, our timer. Because of the disparity between the two speakers, the big masquerade of the division, and one is just a guest, we would like to waive the voting exercise for the table topics session and move straight into the evaluation of those table topics. The table topics evaluator is a man that is more than qualified to evaluate these table topics and do it with all manner of accuracy
Just to confirm, General Evaluator, can you hear me? Okay. Seems we lost, or the internet took off the Toastmaster of the day.
Would you like me to take over?
If I can step in while we are waiting for TMOD.
Please.
All right, T. Thank you very kindly. We are now at the evaluation segment, and we have a very seasoned Toastmaster who will be doing the honors. We've had 2 speakers, and we will be calling on the TM Emeka Enwere. Please, can you please share his profile? I don't know if that has been. All right. So he's a telecommunications professional and is passionate about personal development and productivity. He loves learning about people and cultures, plus watching tennis. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and guests, please let's give a warm virtual applause to our table topics evaluator, a seasoned evaluator at that, Toastmaster Emeka Enwere. Toastmaster Emeka, the virtual lectern is yours. Toastmaster Emeka, are you here on the call?
Yeah, thank you very kindly, Madam President. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. First, I must apologize. I'm having issues with my camera, so I can't turn it on. Starting with the table topics, Master, Toastmaster Bumi Adefolu, thank you very kindly for anchoring that session. You started brilliantly by explaining your role as a table topics master and explaining the rules of the segment. You started by requesting for an experienced Toastmaster to kick off the segment in order to lay a beautiful example for others to participate. And you highlighted that you wanted the guests to take part in that segment. What you could have done better is to manage time better. You would have identified the particular Toastmaster you want to start the tabletop segment. Some table topic master even go a step further to speak to that individual before the meeting so that they are aware they will be called up to open up the segment. Another thing we could have done is to encourage participation before you begin the segment. I have seen a table topic master say, my questions are going to be very easy. So do not fret, do not worry. It is something you can answer. I want everybody to participate. By encouragement and warming people up, probably the participation rate would be better. Going into the speakers, we started with someone very powerful, someone well known in a division, DTM Gimba. Gimba was asked the question, how has feedback shaped you today? And like a veteran, which he is, he started with an anecdote. He told us about his journey in Toastmasters 10 years ago when he gave his icebreaker. He told us about the evaluation he got from the speech evaluator. But even better, someone from the audience identified an issue with his voice and took him on a 6-month journey to improve his vocal quality. Now, the story is just the vehicle. The essence is the lesson from the story. And DTM Gimba didn't disappoint. He left us with a takeaway message, which is, without feedback, there is no measure of growth. And he even said feedback is not just a breakfast, it is the lunch, it's the dinner, and everything for champions. One thing I would like you to do better, DTM Gimba, is now the story is unique to you, but your message must be for everyone. The story is unique to you, but the message must be for everyone. It was Otto von Bismarck, the former chancellor of Germany, that said, only fools learn from their mistakes. The wise man learns from the mistakes of others. So the audience, they don't want to recounter, they don't want to reenact your experience. They want to get a lesson from you. So how do you do this? Make your message transferable. Show us how your message, your lesson can be applied into different life situations. Without feedback, there's no measure of growth. Is it in your work? Is it in your education? Is it in your family life? Is it in social setting? Show us how that message applies to different life situations. That way, each member of the audience finds an entry point into your story. Well done. The next speaker was Paul Alfred. He was asked the question, what effort are you keeping up for the opportunities on your way? He started by telling us that continuous learning is the goal. And he broke down his message into 3 components: the body, the soul, and the spirit. Yeah. He said the body, you have to take care of the body for us to live long. The soul, you have to read to sharpen the mind. And then the spirit, you need to tighten your relationship with the Supreme Being so that it all ties together. And he said, once you build on these 3 components of the human being, then when opportunities come, you will be ready. Well done, Paul Alfred. As a guest, I thought that was brilliant, because the essence of table topics is when you are given a topic, you break it down into several components, because it's easy to speak for 1 minute on each component than to speak for 3 minutes on one subject. So the essence of table topics is to break down your topic into components. So if you have 3 minutes to speak and you break it down to 3 components, you can speak for 1 minute on each component rather than speaking for 3 minutes on just one big idea. And you did that beautifully well. One thing you could have done better is you didn't give us supporting materials for each of the components. You just breezed through them. When you spoke about body, tell us more about body. What can we do to enhance the body? Then you go to soul. What can we do for soul? Give us supporting materials. Then the spirit, give us supporting material. That way you make your message more tangible. Overall, I think it was a great session. And the more we keep speaking, the more we improve our abilities. And it's back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, our table topics evaluator, Toastmaster Emeka Enwem, for that insightful, elevating, and helpful evaluation of the table topics segments. Ladies and gentlemen, when we join Toastmasters, any club in Toastmasters, one of the things we do to start our educational journey is to choose a path. And all the paths have the basic public speaking and leadership training modules, but different paths are focused on different competencies that we may want to improve in ourselves. We have the innovative planning pathway, we have the presentation mastery pathway, we have the dynamic leadership pathway, we have the motivational strategies pathway, we have the engaging humor pathway, we have the effective coaching pathway. There are about 13 such pathways, and every member of Toastmasters is operating on one pathway or the other. And when they're done with one, they are free to choose another one and continue their educational journey. Each pathway is made up of different levels, and each level is made up of different projects. For the prepared speeches, every member who is giving a prepared speech is working on a particular project in a particular pathway. And it is no different in our meeting today. We have 2 prepared speeches that will be given by 2 past presidents of Merit Toastmasters Club. And it so happens that those 2 speeches are distinguished Toastmasters speeches. Distinguished Toastmasters speeches are projects that are available for the member to engage in when they are done with their first pathway and have progressed on their second pathway beyond the 3rd level. It is one of the last things that they do in fulfillment of the award of that highest distinction in the educational curriculum of Toastmasters International, the Distinguished Toastmaster Award. So the first of those speakers today will be evaluated by another past president of Merit Toastmasters Club. Please make welcome the evaluator of the first speech to come and give us an overview of what the speech is about and what she will be looking out for during the evaluation of that speech. And coruscating Rashidat Saliu Bello DTM, who is past president of Merit Toastmasters Club, past president of Tutors and Trainers Toastmasters Club, a business practitioner who deals with medical devices. And her favorite quote is, "Knowledge is power," and that quote can be attributed to Sir Francis Bacon. Make very welcome to the screen, distinguished Toastmaster Rashidat Saliu Bello.
Wow. Distinguished Toastmaster Kubi Iyanga. Thank you so much for making me feel this welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters, friends, guests on the call. It gives me so much pleasure that I have been given this opportunity and privilege to evaluate the first speech towards the Distinguished Toastmaster Award for our English doctor. So what should we be expecting? Well, what should we be expecting? We want to see our dear Toastmaster Craig Esewode demonstrate skills as a leader and a public speaker. How will he be doing that? So he has just 5 to 7 minutes. He will deliver this very well organized and well executed speech about one plan, one single plan that he wants to complete, a project that he has designed for this particular purpose. He's free to speak about that plan or just an aspect of the plan. And he will attempt to achieve exemplary ratings on all the metrics that we use to evaluate. Of course, he wants to demonstrate that he's about to earn that highly coveted DTMship. For me, I am not to evaluate whatever project he wants to do. I am simply to evaluate the speech that he's about to give on how he wants to accomplish that project. Ladies and gentlemen, please wish this DTM in waiting luck. First speech, distinguished Toastmaster. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashidat Saliu Bello DTM, for giving us an overview of what the first distinguished Toastmaster speech of our distinguished Toastmaster in waiting is going to be like, the evaluations parameters. Now, to the speaker. Our first speaker in this prepared speeches segment is the man popularly known as the English doctor. He is an elocution expert who is International TEFL Training Institute New York certified. He's also the author of the book Elevate Your Expressions. He's a member of the Board of Trustees of the Association of Diction Coaches of Nigeria and the 2021 District Speech Evaluation Champion. Please make very welcome our first prepared speech speaker today and past president of Merit Toastmasters Club, the English doctor, Toastmaster Craig O. Esewode.
He's still muted.
Distinguished Toastmaster Kobe Oyanga, I confess myself grateful for the effulgent eloquence of your introductory remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, every great dream begins with a dreamer. And today I am stepping forward to actualizing a dream I've always had. I am stepping forward to actualizing a dream and turning it into reality. I have been doubtful or skeptical about executing this distinguished Toastmaster capstone project. But then I had to recall that the seeds of doubt will often grow into the forest of inaction. The seeds of doubt will often grow into the forest of inaction. And clarity will always come from action. As a consequence, brothers and sisters, I mustered up the intestinal fortitude Brothers and sisters, I am passionate about communication skills development, and I am often touched when children make communication mistakes, pronunciation mistakes, grammatical mistakes. I've struggled over the veil of years with grammatical mistakes. In point of fact, when I began my elocution journey 27 years ago, I was only focused on competence in pronunciation or diction skills. I was oblivious to the intricacies of grammatical range and accuracy. I recall one time when I was working for Television Continental as a spelling bee pronouncer and presenter, Richmond Dio Johnson, whom I met in the cafeteria or restaurant of TVC, one scorching afternoon mentioned to me, "Oh, Craig, please come. Go to the office of Mr. Reguler and inform him that I would love to see him in the cafeteria or in the restaurant." And I went to the office of Mr. Reguler and I knocked on the door several times. No response. And naturally, I had to trudge back into the restaurant where he was gobbling down his lunch. And I said to him, "Sir," I knocked on his door several times, no response. "I want to believe that Mr. Reguler is not on seat." He was infuriated. He was maddened by the quality of my sentence. And he said to me, "Craig, come. And I leaned towards him in fear. And he said, "Never ever use that type of sentence structure whenever you speak or write in English. Not on seat. You must try as best you can to eschew that sentence because it is not standard." And I asked him a question, that sentence. And he said, "Next time say, he is not at his desk." Not, he is not on seat. He is not at his desk. I am not at my desk. She is not at her desk. And I learned something new that day about the grammatical intricacies of the English language. I am often touched when I hear children make these mistakes, grammatical mistakes. I'm often touched. As a consequence, my project will focus on communication skills development initiative for children from 8 to 19. They are going to benefit from this initiative, which will increase their confidence, boost their academic performance, upscale their reading comprehension, and in a general sense, upthrust their ability to communicate with effulgent eloquence. Our elders often say this: when the roots of a tree are deep, the birds are unafraid to rest on its branches. When the roots of a tree are deep, the birds are unafraid to rest on its branches. Ladies and gentlemen, the teeth can only bite when they work together. The teeth can only bite when they work together. As such, I'm going to work with a guidance team. They will help me, they will support me to execute and implement this auspicious project aimed at developing the communication skills of our children and preparing them for the journey ahead. My friends, my most distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to mention that I'm going to be drawing insights from the pages of Elevate Your Expressions. I will draw insights from the pages of Elevate Your Expressions to empower these children. As I wrap up, I would like to restate that the project will focus on children from 8 to 19. It's going to develop their grammar skills, which will boost their academic performance, upscale their ability to comprehend literature or text, and refine their writing skills. I will work with a team of individuals, and I want us to recall that while dreams are crucial, it is the action that we take today that will build the realities of tomorrow. Back to you, Mr. Moderator.
While dreams are important, it is the actions of today that will build the realities of tomorrow. Thank you very much for that stark reminder, Toastmaster Craig Isode. Now we move in quick order to the second speech on our prepared speeches segment, and to evaluate that speech, I'll bring to the screen past president of Merit Toastmasters Club, who is a versatile professional, entrepreneur, who is experienced in IT sales, marketing, banking, telecoms, manufacturing, and real estate, the classic multi-potentialite. He is a Triple Crown Award recipient, enjoys generative AI reading and classical music, and as the 7th president of Merit Toastmasters. Second speech, Toastmaster Philip Obi, DTM.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and our esteemed guests.
Good afternoon.
TM Fumi Omotosho is going to deliver the second speech in the Distinguished Toastmaster program. Already, she had delivered an exceedingly effulgent speech which was the first part on her road to earning her Toastmasters award. This evening, on the heels of the earlier speech she has delivered, she's going to provide deeper clarity into her program. Is somebody that I know that does not disappoint. And I would urge everybody to sit back and take a listen. Thank you. The moderator, the virtual lecture is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Philip Obiditian. Ladies and gentlemen, the second speaker on the roster today is a lady with many feathers in her hat. She's a fellow of the Institute of Management Consultants, FIMC. She's an award-winning behavioral business and personal development coach. She is the convener of Personal Growth for Success Initiative, the author of 30 Nuggets for Self-Development, and her favorite quotes is one by Henry Ford, that whether you think you can or you can't, you are right. To give her speech today, please make very welcome past president of Merit Toastmasters Club and current director of Area 14 in Division D, Toastmasters International, District 130, Toastmaster Fumi Omotoshawa.
You're still muted, Toastmaster Fumi.
Then Fumi,
Yes,
we can't
muted, Toastmaster
hear
Fumi.
you.
Zoom Master, please, can you unmute our speaker? Okay, I think you're on now.
Yeah, she's unmuted. Fumi, you're not visible. Okay.
Okay, am I visible now? Okay,
Yes.
thank you very much. Ebullient and intelligent Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Kubu Yanga, for the warmth of your introduction. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
The best way to create the future is to predict it. This quote by Peter Drucker, the management guru, encapsulates my presentation today. And it's defined my distinguished Toastmasters leadership journey. Leadership is not the awards, the accolades, or even the recognitions like this. Leadership is not hold the microphone in your hand and speak louder and better. Leadership is not looking into the mirror and saying, I have arrived. What is leadership? Leadership is when you know the way, walk the way, and show the way to others. It is not about the accomplishments or the success journey or the selfishness. It is about passing on the baton. It is about putting on your touch and lighting the touch of others. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, are you passing the touch to others? Or are you just holding it to yourself, not allowing it to pass to others? Ladies and gentlemen, true leadership begins when we turn our vision into legacies, when we use our touch to light other people's bulb, then your world can be illuminated. Then your world can be brighter. Then your world can be a better place to stay in. What is vision? Vision is the ability to create the future with pictures. Vision is what you see clearly, even when you close your eyes. Your physical eyes, they are closed. But when you look with your inner eyes into the future, seeing what is yet to be created, knowing the next steps to take, knowing how to pass on the touch and the baton to others. And what is legacy? And what is impact? Impact is living a life of legacy. It's giving back to the others. It's giving back to the society. It's giving back after taking so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I challenge you today. All the experiences that you have, all the knowledge, all the skills, all the paths that you have tread, how are you passing it on to others? Are you just enjoying the awards and the accolades? Or are you passing it on to others? And this is what's defined my distinguished leadership projects. I've joined Toastmasters some years ago, and I've had the privilege to serve in many posts and many positions: sergeant at arms, vice president of education, president of Merit Toastmasters Club, club coach, area programs quality director, club sponsor, and super connector, chairman of leadership committee of my club, and now area director. All these things are not about the awards and the accolades, but they're about service. They're about responsibility. They're about giving back, stewardship, and giving back to the society. And that is why I decided to look deeply into the Toastmasters community and say, what is that thing that needs to be done? I see that meetings are being called and members are attending meetings. But what is the quality of the education that we get from those meetings? Is it just there, or is it qualitative? And at the heart of these things, of our meetings, is one role that defined me, or that was my training ground in my leadership journey. And that is the role of the Vice President of Education. So that is why I decided that for my DTM projects, I would equip the Vice President of Education. I will support them and promote them. And this journey was divided into three: the planning stage, the execution stage, and the application stage. At the planning stage, I first of all created a leadership team. Then I drafted a questionnaire. Even my division director was magnanimous in adding me to the VPE Lounge platform of the Vice President of Education in Toastmasters in our Division D. And I engaged them. I called some. I sent messages. Through the questionnaire, I was able to determine what their pain points was, what's their greatest desires and needs. And I tailored a leadership empowerment boot camp towards that, including leaders, VPEs, club leaders, even division and district leaders. And it was so rewarding that on that day, there were participants from Niger Republic, from Burkina Faso, from all over districts 130. I was mostly mesmerized when I realized that the First Lady of Lagos State, Dr. Claudia Ibijoke Sowolu, joined that meeting and participated very brightly. And after the meeting, and during the meeting, let's talk about the meeting. During the meeting, I gave out books, 30 nuggets for self-development to help some of the participants. I gave out free personality discovery tests to equip them, to make them better. And I gave them 30 days roadmap for success as a VPE. And afterwards, I've been engaging them. I sent the recording of that day, of the boot camp, to some, to listen to, even to everybody, to listen and soak it in. And the transformation, I believe, is not for now, it is for later. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move towards the end of my speech, I want to share with us 4 bridges from vision to impact. The first bridge is purpose. Who are you? Why are you here? Why did Providence give you that position to take? The second one is the plan. What is your plan? Is it just for yourself or for other people? Then the third one is the people. Who are the people in your sphere of influence? Who are you supporting? Who are you helping out? Finally, what is your posterity? What is the legacy? What are you giving back? What are you leaving for others? I leave you with the words of Miles Monroe. He said, the greatest field or the richest place in the world is not the diamond fields, it's not the oil fields, it's not the gold mines, it's not the bank vaults, but it is the cemetery, because lying in there are unwritten books, unsung hymns, untapped potentials, unreleased albums. Ladies and gentlemen, John C. Maxwell said leadership is influence. Who are you influencing? Are you passing on the torch? Or are you just taking everything in, not giving out? Back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Well done, our past president and second speaker, Toastmaster Fumi Omotosho. I will take it home that the richest place in the world is the cemetery, because lying in there are unwritten books, unsung potential, unreleased albums. And that exhortation, are we passing it forward? Because we make a life out of what we get. We make a living, rather, out of what we get, but we make a life and a legacy out of what we give. Thank you very much. What timer, please, can you let us know the timing records of both speakers as quickly as possible?
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's my start of the day. Based on the flow of the pen in my hand with a nice sliding paper, which I was able to jot down their smooth aura and words in speech, or speeches, pardon me. I would say the first speaker in the person of Toastmaster Greg Esowode spoke within the allotted time for 7 minutes, 11 seconds. And the second speaker, riding on the flow of today's celebration, in the person of Toastmaster Fumi Omotosho, spoke for 10 minutes, 6 seconds, and the 2 speakers are within the allotted time of their speeches. Back to you.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Timer. Thank you, Mr. Timer, for giving us that insight on how the speakers fared with their use of time. We requested that timing report just for the purpose of personal and continuous improvements. Rather, we will not be taking a vote as per the better speaker today because of our constraints of time, we will move straight into the photographs session and the picture gallery. So our Zoom master, and to everyone, please, if your camera is not turned on, could you turn it on now so that we can take a shot for the anniversary records purposes. Turn on your camera, wear your most effulgent smile, and wait for the flash. Zoom master, can you direct us when you're ready to take that shot?
Yes, sir. I was told while I was still in my mother's womb that I'm the best photographer in the world. I don't know. If you like, you can tell me I'm not saying the truth. Adding to that is what I have for you today. For every single person that turn on their camera, I'm going to be giving you $1 million each. The question is it Zimbabwe dollar or United States dollar? You make a pick. So please, if you can, and I will love it that you turn it on, kindly show us your 32. But if you're like somebody like me, that I'm still 12 years old, I have my 18 and 24 ready. So everybody say cheese. Oh, somebody's microphone is turned on. All right, kindly say cheese. All right, keep it like that. And learn that the longer the smile, the younger you will become. And I believe everybody wants to like get younger extra 20 years. And this time I will need you to say another thing. Everybody say Momo. All right, thank you so much. I have it.
Thank you, our Zoom master. Thank you.
So I believe we would launch.
So we can launch straight from here into the general evaluation session. And before I invite the general evaluator back to the screen, I want to please crave her indulgence to please keep both her and the team members to keep their reports very short and abridged so that we can be in and out before we have overshot the time by too much. Please, now we have on the screen next our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ibinabo Oyibo.
Thank you, the Toastmaster of the day, for that. And it's been quite an exciting day. Like you have said, I will go straight into the general evaluation session. We'll begin by inviting the speech evaluators to the virtual lectern. Please join me, everyone, in welcoming back to the lectern our first speech evaluator, DTM Rashidat Saliu Bello. Thank you, and over to you. Madam Rashidat Saliu Bello, the lectern is yours.
Okie dokie. Thank you so much. Thank you, General Evaluator, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my dear English doctor, I believe you deserve our individual thumbs up for delivering an amazing speech this afternoon. You see, something just caught my attention. Immediately you rendered the first few words. Every great dream begins with a dreamer. So you are a dreamer, and that struck me as an unmistakable eagerness to communicate, as well as an indubitable confidence to engage with the audience. And just as you hit the ground running, the gremlins came growling, but then picked yourself up and then you bounced back without stress. That was masterful. Personally, I must say, you immediately connected with me, and I dare say with the audience, especially with that your anecdotes. The English, he is not on seat. Instead of he is not at his desk. That would have influenced us, I must say, to enable us pay more rapt attention. So your speech had a clear structure. I saw the beginning, I saw the middle, I saw the conclusion, and the opening words drew us in. about your planned project for children. I won't say whether you were trying to advertise anything, but that's not for here. The body of your speech evidently reinforced your message. There was so much clarity. You mentioned how you were going to empower the children and how you were going to use your team members. I felt it. I actually did feel it. And then your delivery. This afternoon, you spoke very clearly. You used your pauses effectively, like the master of the game that you are. And in fact, your pauses also made me personally to internalize everything you said. Your voice was natural and it was devoid of unwarranted accent, and that reinforced your points. And you truly are a master of the game. Your language, you have a way with words, Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster in waiting, Craig. Yes, you do. I can't enumerate everything you said, but your use of language makes your message stick. My DTM, even though your content was superb, your closing was somewhat abrupt. I think you saw that red card. And then perhaps you could consider asking some unique direct questions to engage us. Have you heard that before? You are not on seat, he's not on seat. Perhaps he would have shown a little bit more excitement. And well, sometimes I think you get a little bit verbose in this particular instance when you talked about grammatical range and accuracy. That sounded like some big word. The caveat here is, I'm not calling for you to start using some demeaning oversimplification, but even at that, let us understand some of this, your big grammar sometimes. Overall, I found your speech and the effulgence of delivery quite enlightening and interesting, and you demonstrated that you know your onions when it comes to public speaking, with slight refinements in your audience engagement, in your wrapping up and your closure and moderation of your lexicon. Surely you elevate your speech from brilliant to effulgent and unforgettable. DTM in waiting, congratulations. Back to you, general evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you, DTM Saliu Bello. That was given in a true DTM style. I must say that I'm quite honored to experience two DTM speeches today and having them evaluated by two DTMs as well. This is amazing. Our second evaluator I will invite to the virtual lectern is DTM Philip Obi. Please join me, everyone, and welcome him back to the lectern. Over to you, DTM Philip Obi.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Fumi Omotosho, for that exceedingly effulgent second speech in the Distinguished Toastmaster program. Indeed, your opening quote swept me off my feet, and you stated the best way to predict the future the best way to move with the future is to predict it. That struck me deeply. And I observed that you maintained a very engaging tempo throughout your speech. Your speech had a clear structure, an engaging opening, a well-developed body, and a strong closure. That was quite effulgent. Where would I like you to improve on? I would have loved you to add more stories. That is, and additionally, use more vocal variety. That would have helped to soften your tone within the speech. But overall, your speech was exceedingly impressive. You were confident, you had clarity, and you were committed. Additionally, you also used a relevant story, which is your experience as a Toastmaster. And that made the speech very memorable. We did not need to, it wasn't an abstract story. It is something that you have lived through. And so I will enjoin you to continue in your journey. Indeed, this speech was not just a distinguished Toastmaster speech, it deeply reflected it. And I can't wait to see you earn your Distinguished Toastmaster Award. Thank you so much, my DTM in meeting. Thank you. Over to you, the General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Philip Obi. You have spoken effulgently. I can't wait to see both Toastmaster Fumi and the English doctor get the DTM awards. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard our effulgent speakers and their speech evaluators. And as our division director said earlier, feedback isn't just the breakfast for champions, it is also the lunch and dinner and the snacks in between. On that note, I will bring back my evaluation team, the tag team. We will begin with, we have had the report from the timer, so I will call on the accounter to give his evaluation. Over to you, or to give her evaluation. Over to you, Toastmaster
Okay,
Abiola again.
apologies, TM Ibinabo. I believe Daddy Menton raised his hand. Because he has another meeting to attend, so I want to know if he's still on the call.
Yes, you have to unmute me.
You're
okay,
speaking,
Daddy,
sir.
Let me
Yes.
try and pin your.
You're not letting me unmute.
We can hear you, sir.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Maybe from another phone. I was trying to clap.
Okay, I see where the issue is. Okay, let me ask to unmute.
Did you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I said
Yes,
I was
we
trying
can.
to applaud and I mistakenly clicked the hand raise symbol. So I lowered the hand and then applauded.
Okay, all right,
Daddy.
Daddy.
Confusion.
Okay.
Right, thank
All
you.
right, sir.
Right.
All right, sir. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much. And may I have the accounter, please, Toastmaster Abiola, with her report.
Very well done to all our effulgent speakers. This evening, I have listened with rapt attention, and the report of my accounting goes thus. Table Topics Master, TM Bumi Adefolu used twice. The second table topic speaker, Paul Alfred, used once. I think twice. Once. Madam President used her once. TM Emeka Enwere used him once as well. And it's back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you for that succinct evaluation, Madam Accountant. I'm glad my name didn't make it there. I will now call on the language evaluator, Toastmaster Adenike Kolawole.
Good evening again, fellow Toastmasters and guests in the house.
Good evening.
Some events become phrase, and some phrase still actually become legends. And that is what I'm going to call today's meeting. And it's audible way. And I'm so honored to be a part of it. I'd like to start with the use of the word of the day. It wasn't as used, it wasn't as exactly as I would have loved it, but I celebrate some of the people that I had the presence of mind to read it. The our counter used it one. Toastmaster Razak used it one. The Toastmaster used it. Toastmaster Paul used it. Toastmaster the English professor used it twice. ETM considered really used it once. Toastmaster Philip once. There was a tie between the general evaluator and the Toastmaster on the day, and they used it to listen. Thank you for using the word of the day. So I'd like to, I have separated all the things that I mentioned, and I just take it. I'll start with the comments that were left good, and they were very true. I must say, I was really impressed, and I want to feel impressed. Someone said, I enjoyed you. You should have said, I encourage you, or I urge you, I invite you to do something. Instead of saying, I indulge you, I'm thinking, trying to persuade us to do something. So, indulge was not the appropriate word to abuse. I also remarked some intuitive letters. Somebody wanted to say us, and I believe to say us, and she wanted to say face for somebody and say face myself. So it got two intuitive letters there. And I can say I don't really have any more bad comments. That's not amazing, but I had a lot of potable and notable quotes and words. I'll start with the word. So I just say, and the meaning is when something is you are exposing or an ending to development in your career or life. That's its trajectory. You're going somewhere. And of God, which means an interesting story within a story. It could be a person or something else, but it's the things that you say when you're meant to say a story. 15 years, which means you're extremely angry. Maddened when you're also angry. Experience, experience, which means to tell and abstain from something or avoid it completely. Encapsulate, which means to capture the most important detail in something, in an idea or an action. And the last word is rebel, which means using my words unnecessary. Now I go to the notable space. What is not measured scholarly? Only a fool learns and sees mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. As a page by April 1 this month. The seed of doubt grows into forest of inaction. It means that small hesitations, if left unaddressed, becomes massive mental obstacles that paralyzes the success or progress. Another quote, when the roots of a tree, when the roots are deep, birds are unafraid to rest on its branches. Another quote, the best way to predict your future is to create it. Say that Abraham Lincoln. The richest place in the world is the cemetery because it is filled with unfulfilled dreams. And the last quote, you make a living by what we get and the life that you rest within. Means to success. And here, until I rest my case. Thank you so much for being present. Over to you,
Thank you, dear Gamarian, for that detailed evaluation. I will call the quiz master, Toastmaster Razak. Please, can you keep it to a minute? And then after that, I'll call the timer to give us his reports on the evaluation.
Absolutely. Thank you, General Evaluator, and good evening once again, Toastmasters and friends. So this meeting was one that I enjoyed, and because there were a lot of quotes in the expressions by all the speakers, and I love quotes and proverbs very well. So I recorded a few, and I would just like to ask us about some of the quotes. The questions are just three, and you will tell me who is the author of the quotes and who actually mentioned it during the course of the meeting. And the first is, what is not measured cannot be improved. Somebody said that. Who is the author of that quote and who mentioned it in this meeting? What is not measured cannot be improved. Or if you cannot measure it, you cannot improve it. Anyone? I told you. You know, let's be honest. I told you to listen. Didn't I? This
Could be.
Yeah. This Kubi, you know you cannot answer that question. You should not answer it. This Kubi mentioned it, and the author is Peter Drucker. All right. Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Now, you don't have to tell me the author of that, but just mention who said it during the course of the meeting. Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Did you hear that during the course of the meeting? That's what Fumi, you are speaking, but you are muted.
GTM for me.
She's muted.
Zoom Master, you may need to unmute everyone.
Yes.
Toastmaster Craig, thank you, very well done. I think that the beginning and the end of a speech, one of those parts that stick out the most. So I expected a chorus answer because that is how Toastmaster Craig began his speech. And finally, clarity will always come from what? Clarity will always come from Toastmaster Craig was the same person that mentioned that. What is that thing that he said clarity will always come from?
Action.
Action. Thank you. Thank you, Daddy. I think all of you that answered correctly, you deserve a share of our birthday cake. And I'll have Madam President to dispatch a cut from our birthday cake to you. Congratulations. And it's back to you, the General Evaluator.
Don't worry. Wait, our next meeting.
It won't get to be Learning. It won't get to be Learning.
You didn't answer my question.
Thank you, dear Quiz Master, for that.
Over to you, General Evaluator. Sorry.
Thank you very much. And it shows good listening. Good part of good communication is listening intently, actually. I will now give my own evaluation. As it's often said, the only room that is never full is the room for improvement. We began the meeting quite early and we are going to end it late, but I believe that there are a few moments where we went over the time. I'm sorry, I have to actually call the timer first I forgot to call him back to give the report on the two speech evaluators. We just want his evaluation and then I'll go back to mine.
Thank you very much, Junior Evaluator, for having me at heart. I think it's indeed a great gift for the 14th celebration of Merit Toastmasters. And for the evaluation, because we have overflogged it that it is not just the breakfast or lunch, but the buffet for, for giants like you all are. Coming from distinguished Toastmaster Rashida Sali Bello, the allotted time is 2 to 3 minutes and 30 seconds grace period, and she spoke for 3 minutes, 20 seconds. For the second evaluator in the person of distinguished Toastmaster Philip Hobby, allotted time is 2 to 3 minutes, and he spoke for 2 minutes, 55 seconds, meaning both of them spoke within the allotted time. Thank you very much, and back to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you very much. Like through DTMs, they kept within their time. So back to my evaluation, we did start the meeting on time. I would say about 2 minutes past. I noticed all the role players were in the room at the start of the meeting. The role players were properly introduced. I loved the transitions as well. What I particularly loved about this meeting was the first part when our daddy gave us the history, not only of the club, but of Toastmasters in Nigeria. As someone who loves culture and history, I think it was very good to have us taking down memory lane. I also felt the timer handled the table topics session brilliantly when it looked like it was going to run over. What I feel like we should have done better is for such an important meeting, I think we should have just kept the table topics to probably one topic. I also noticed that the first part, the opening session, was on the agenda is 15 minutes. I felt that that was a part that really showed that this was a different meeting to mark the birthday of Mary Toastmasters. We took 30 minutes, and I felt 30 minutes was actually appropriate because I would have hated it if our daddy had rushed his speech. I felt this speech was very articulate and it embodied everything Mary Toastmasters had experienced throughout from the beginning, from inception. So I felt that the agenda should adequately have reflected the importance of this part. I also would have liked the table topics master to have just explained quickly what the session was, especially for those who hadn't joined when the timer was explaining the rules of the table topics session. Kudos to the guests who got up to speak. Intending Toastmaster Paul, Alfred, and Sandra Adepoju. And I will also have to conclude that the word of the day was brilliantly done. And what I actually loved as well was looking through the chat, I noticed the word of the day was posted constantly. That ends my evaluation. I have to rush this. It's a pity that the evaluation session had to be rushed because I feel like the evaluation session is the most important part of the Toastmasters meeting. On that note, I will now hand over to, it says I'm to hand over to Toastmaster Kevin Uveki to make a
No, to the
special.
Toastmaster of the day. To the
Okay.
Toastmaster of the day.
Okay, all right. So thank you for having, sorry, thank you, there's an interruption. Thank you for having me, Mary Toastmasters Club. I have enjoyed serving as your general evaluator. And back to my boss, DTM Pubi Yanga. Thank you and have a lovely day, everyone.
Many thanks to you, our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ibinabo Oyibo, for the effulgence of your engagement as our general and chief evaluator today. And the appreciation spreads to other members of the evaluations team, distinguished Toastmasters Rashida Salif Bello, Philip Obi, Razak Odejayi, Ayobami Acholagbe, and the rest of the team. Now, before we call the meeting to a close, I'd like to invite the chair of the Division Excellence Awards and Recognitions for a minute just to share a message. And who is the chair of the Division Excellence Awards and Recognitions for 2026? He is a risk analyst at a Big Four accounting firm who is a member of working on his presentation mastery pathway. He's a man that loves writing and loves working in nature and believes in this quote: what's the worst that could happen? Take that chance. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Toastmaster Kelvin Uveki as he comes to share a message with us in just a minute. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, DTM. Congratulations, Mary Toastmasters. Congratulations on your anniversary. I'm so excited to be here today to share good news. There is a saying that you are the average of 4 persons that you constantly hang out with. you are the average of 4 persons that you constantly hang out with. At Dear 2026, we are giving you an opportunity to hang out, to mingle, to network with some of the finest people in the world. Toastmasters, business leaders, entrepreneurs, captains of industries. Year 2026, the Division Excellence Award and Recognition, it's a premier networking event where you get chance to meet Toastmasters outside work, outside the normal activity. I know typically for Mary Toastmasters, I don't know if you've seen Toastmaster Fumi dance. I don't know if you've have an opportunity to interact with Toastmaster Fumi for an extended period, or other members of your club. I don't know if you've done that, but at year 2026, you get to witness this. You get chance to meet Toastmasters all across South Nigeria. Get chance to talk to them. You never know, your Dangote business idea, that idea that will make you the next Dangote, is right here in Toastmasters, is right here in Division D. So get ready. It's happening on June 20th at the Moodson Center, and we are staying from 4 p.m. to 12 p.m. So you get a lot of chance to network, a lot of chance to socialize, a lot of chance to get the best. It promises to be the best event of the year, so you don't want to miss it out. Now, for every event, it costs money. The ticket currently sits at 50,000 naira, just 50,000 naira. But I bring good news to Mary Toastmasters. The division director is currently running an offer. Get 6 members of your club, band together, and you all get 20% off. 20% off. That is, instead of paying 50,000 naira per person, once you are 6 coming together as Mary Toastmasters, you get to just pay 40,000 naira. Now, let me tell you a secret. Merit Toastmaster deserves to unwind. Becoming smedley distinguished is not an easy feat. Get 6 members of your club, get together, use this as an avenue to unwind, use this as an avenue to get to know each other better, and use it as an avenue to talk to your fellow Toastmasters across the entire South Nigeria. I look forward to seeing everybody June 20th from 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. at the Moodson Center. I will drop my number on the chat, and you can also reach out to your president to take opportunity of these tickets. I look forward to seeing everybody. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the day. DTM.
Thank you. Thank you for your message, our dear 2026 impresario. Thank you to our division director, Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba DTM, for that very kind offer. And I'm sure that we in Mary Toastmasters who are yet to have purchased the tickets are going to take advantage of that very kind and generous offer. At this moment would have been the time that we would have announced the winners of the votes for the best table topics, the best speakers, and the best evaluators. But as it turned out, this meeting, we did not have any votes, so we would not be announcing any winners. Right now, on this occasion of our 14th anniversary, every member of Masters Club and all the people who are listening to us today are winners. 14 and thriving, 14 years, that's a teenager, that's someone who has, or an entity that has gone through the first and earliest part of life and gone into a second part of life of exponential growth. So I want to celebrate with everyone for our resilience, for coming up thus far, for always being President's Distinguished every year, and this year Smedley Distinguished, for producing 8 distinguished Toastmasters in our club, I think is arguably the highest count of distinguished Toastmasters in any Toastmasters club in Nigeria, with 2 on the up and coming. So I think this is something worth celebrating, and of course, even beyond this meeting. At this point, it has been fun. It has been a lot of exhilarating and effulgent experience, but it is now time for us to wrap up this meeting. And to do that, I have to return control to this lady who always wears an effulgent smile and has an effulgent mien all the time, the president of Mary Toastmasters Club, the beautiful Toastmaster Ebun Dalmelda.
Thank you very, very kindly. And in fact, I'm amazed. Well, let me say I'm amazed. I'm impressed every time I hear TTM Kubi speak. And I'm sure you are left in no wonder about his oratory skills. And of course, Mary Toastmasters was one of the platforms that helped him fine-tune that you see today. So for our guests here on the call, thank you. And thank you most kindly. I want to first of all see if our daddy is still on the call. Our charter president. Daddy, is daddy still here? Is daddy still here? Okay, I'm not sure. Okay.
He's still here.
Daddy's still here?
Yeah,
Oh,
you can't unmute. You can't unmute. Have you unmuted?
Yes.
Okay.
okay. All right, thank you, Daddy. Because Daddy had somewhere important to be and he's still here. So I'm going to just quickly adjourn the meeting so that if you want to network, we can do so.
Thank you.
Distinguished Toastmasters, our leaders, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, as we prepare to adjourn today's meeting, our 14th birthday anniversary. I'm struck by the energy of the room. I know that network was trying so much. In fact, I'm not sure if my voice is carrying through, so I'll be very fast. That we didn't just celebrate history, we demonstrated why we are 14 and thriving and why we are Merit Toastmasters Club. And so you've also seen the meticulous evaluation, because that is how we also improve, not just talk, but we learn by getting feedback. And I want to really thank our daddy and mentor for giving us the opportunity to practice in a safe space, and which we have been doing from 2012 to today. So I want to say, as we live here, everybody lives here today, we all have something special and unique within us that the world needs to enjoy. And usually your ability to be vocal, to be able to speak well, to communicate clearly is a skill that I believe each and every one of us, we all need. It's not just make us better leaders, but of course, better at our relationships with those that we come across. And with that, I would like to say together, if you can say this, excuse me, together, we say one for all and all for one. Can we say that together? Our mantra.
One for all
And
all
all
for
one.
And all for one.
And that is the mantra of Merit Toastmasters. And a big, big thank you to our charter president and all 14 presidents so far.
Wow.
You've been amazing. And mommy has been in the background somewhere. You've not seen her beautiful face. Yes, we're seeing her.
That's worried.
Yes, we are seeing you, mommy. So we've officially adjourned today's meeting to the 28th of May 2026. And we are still going to have a proper birthday bash, of course. So we're going to plan for it properly and let everybody get themselves ready to enjoy. And of course, like the CM Kelvin said, there's the DARE conference. Okay, CM, Coach Ayobami, you want to speak? I know that.
Just to add a flavor to the
Yes,
promise,
please.
I heard that is a beach party actually, right? If I'm not wrong, for the celebration of the 14th year.
Sorry, I missed the question.
It's not a question. I'm actually adding color to what you've been saying, that the celebration, the 14-year celebration, will be at the beach. It's going to be a beach party, correct?
I want to imagine. I didn't hear the last part, but whatever you say, don't worry.
It's the
I'm sure
duty
it's
of the
something
PE
that
to organize any activity. So he shouldn't be asking questions. He should be telling us what the program is.
Okay, so the program. So we're going to, of course, we're going to have a committee, but I want us to prepare for something fun, amazing that we've not done in a long time. Fumi Motosho, our past president, she wants to speak. Ma, are you telling us how you're going to dance at this party, our birthday party?
It's something I ought to tell you behind the scene, but I've been planning to say it in case I forget again. I need to get the Merits Toastmasters Club flyer so that I can take it to Gabon. So we'll talk behind it. Maybe you drop it at mommy's office in mommy and daddy's office on.
All right. No problem. So thank you. I believe we need to project. Oh, okay. Sorry, Ma, you are still speaking.
And that's all. But that's to be tomorrow.
Thank you so much. So for any of us that are still going to, I mean, anybody here who are going as a group or collective to Gabon, maybe we'll speak in camera. Those that are going for Kano conference, and most importantly, like what TM Kelvin said, at least Lagos is very close. It's just 40,000 if you take the 6 blocks of people, so that you can go and also have a lot of fun, unwind, network, and enjoy yourself. And with that, we've officially come to the end of 14 and Thriving. The celebration continues though, offline at a later time. And I would like us to display, we need to display the giants on whose shoulders we have been standing. TM Ayobami, would you be kind enough to help us display that screen, that slide? Is that possible? Okay,
Have you met your guests? Have you met your guest, President?
You see, that's why we have mommies, our mommy and daddy. I totally skipped that. And I think it was the euphoria of seeing your effulgent faces. Okay, so let me see if we have any guests here on the call. We have, let me look down. We have Margaret Adeyemi. Are you a guest? Are you a Toastmaster? Okay, I will move quickly to Odujoye Bolatito. Are you a guest or a Toastmaster?
Good evening, everyone. I'm a guest.
Okay. So Bolatito, how did you get to find us at this meeting today?
Through TM Fumi Omotosho.
Wow.
Okay. Okay, Bolatito is shy. We would love you to become a Toastmaster. I'm going to drop my number on the group chat and you can send me a message and we can talk after this meeting. I see Paul Alfred. All right. Paul Alfred, you've spoken. So I think it's just for us to get all the documentation for you to become a Toastmaster. Is that correct, Mr. Alfred?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. And next we have Femi Ogulano, who is actually signed up already. So we're just trying to fine tune our documentation. So I think next meeting we'll be calling him officially a Toastmaster, Femi Ogulano. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Good evening.
All right. Good evening. So this is one of our newest Toastmasters. And I'll quickly move to the next guest. I can see Sandra. Have we spoken today? Have we spoken to you? Sandra Dikpoju.
Good evening. You have spoken to me today.
Oh, okay, okay. So, like I said, I'm going to drop my phone number. You can send me a message and we can get you started. And I want to say this, you've heard many accomplished people speak. Okay. Okay, so I will just say this in closing, that you've heard quite a number of people speak. And they didn't just start that way. I myself, we are all learning one speech, one meeting at a time. So this is a safe space for us to learn and to grow. I know some people will say, people are speaking big English. No, we are all learning and we learn by doing and we learn by taking action, right? So you can't compare somebody's day 100 to day 1. And with that, I would like to say a big thank you to all our giants which are on display right now, starting with our charter president, our daddy, our mentor. Can I confirm if everybody can see the screen? Amazing giants on whose shoulders we have been standing for 14 good years. And we have the beautiful, starting from daddy, always looking very debonair, gentlemanly. I don't want to talk too much about daddy's attributes right now so that I will give more the accolades. We also have our beautiful, delectable RSB. And you can see our dashing mommy on the side, who was the next president. We have Mr. Festus Nwigwe, who was also president, Femi Kolajo, Mr. Bola Oyebade, DTM Philip Obi, DTM Kubiyanga, soon to be DTM Craig Esowode, soon to be DTM Fumi Omotosho, TM Razak Odejaye, and currently me. In fact, with all the DTMs I'm hearing, maybe I should start aspiring to become a DTM right now. All right, thank you so very kindly. And with that, I would like to say thank you. And we will be adjourning this meeting to the 28th of May, 2026. More details will be found on our social media platforms, and so you can key into it properly. And with that, I'll say, if Daddy has any last words or Mommy has any last words for us as we round off today's meeting.
Mommy, you're muted.
Good evening, everybody. Toastmasters and friends. Most importantly, our aspiring Toastmasters and the ones who have lined up in that role, Rasak and Dr. Law, who I assume are also aspiring. It is a place where we follow our mentors. We are following DTM Juni Olashehan, the charter president, was compliant, and we all followed. So you all must follow. And we find out that when we do this, we all get transformed. But for everybody present on this call, I've said it over and over, my happiest moments are when I'm at our Toastmasters meetings. So join us to be happy and to progress. Thank you.
Thank you, Mommy. Thank you, Mommy. DTM Philip Obi, do we have any words? TM Craig Esowode, TM Fumi Omotosho, our past presidents.
I think
any words?
The words have been spoken. The Mommy and Daddy have spoken, and I concur. I simply concur. Thank you, and my very best wishes and warmest regards to Mommy and Daddy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. And with that, I believe we can call it an evening. Or are we ready to move to Anowambe? Okay.
We'll do that at the physical party.
Yes, we will do that. So thank you very kindly. And to all our role players, we appreciate you. We did not take your time, your effort for granted. You helped bring this meeting alive, and we appreciate you for everybody who contributed in one way or another. Thank you so much. And with that, I'll say good night. Have an effulgent evening and weekend ahead. Till we see you on the 28th. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
For sure.
Congratulations, Madam President. Congratulations to everybody.
Thank you.
And Ruby, congratulations once again for the launch of your book.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Your book deserves a mention in the meeting.
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
Every speaker should have it.
Thank you.
Every speaker
Thank you,
should have
sir.
every speaker.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Every speaker.
Yes,
so if you're
it's a keepsake for every speaker.
Absolutely.
Of course, we do not expect anything less from the TM Pubi. If you are here, you want to get a copy of his book, you can reach out to him. A copy of every speaker that will help you in your public speaking endeavor. And I believe while we are here, before we round off, since we've officially come to the end of the meeting, some of us here have endeavors we would like to talk up to each of one here. So if you have, I think we'll do like a 30-second elevator pitch, because it's a skill everybody actually needs. You go around town sometimes and you have, or you may meet maybe Dangote, and you meet him in an elevator and he says, okay, I'm walking. What do you have to tell me? And you just have 30 seconds, that 30 seconds grace to seal or convince him. So I will look through, unfortunately my screen is, I would like to do the honors and start by asking DT and Philip. You have 30 seconds elevator pitch. What do you do? Maybe anybody here will be